Hi everyone, welcome to NFC at Home. I'm Jo Chason, a Regional Director with National Fitness Center, a certified personal trainer, group fitness instructor, and group fitness master trainer. Today we have a great low intensity workout for you called seated sweat. And the great news is the only piece of equipment you need for today's workout is a nice sturdy chair, and there is an option if you'd like to use some dumbbells. Now maybe if you don't have dumbbells at home, don't worry about it. In place of dumbbells, you can use water bottles or even canned food, and all the exercises will still work the same. So let's get started. Chair-based exercises are really good for us to do because they're going to help stabilize the lower spine. They also help us with our mobility. They're also great for those of us who are a little bit worried about our balance when standing and performing exercises, but most importantly, they boost our confidence for those of us who don't feel ready for high-intensity workouts yet. So our first movement to warm up can be body weight, or you can hold on to those dumbbells, water bottles, or canned food, and you're just going to march in place. We call this a seated march. You want to make sure that your arms are still moving the entire time. Slight lift at the knee, warming the hip flexors. Now remember, if at any point it becomes too much holding onto the weights, you can set those down and just perform this using your body weight. Our next move is an external shoulder rotation. So you're going to have your elbows out to the side. You're going to lift the weights up 90 degrees and then bring them back down. So you want to make sure you're seated towards the edge of that stable chair. Nice long neutral spine with your chest up. And we're going to press those shoulders down away from our ears while we're performing this rotation. Feel that broad opening through the chest, and then nice squeeze between the shoulder blades. Great job with that. Our next one is a seated curl and press. So again, we're at the tip of that chair. Dumbbells or weights down by your side. Keep the elbows tucked in right by the rib cage. Curl that weight. Then go ahead and rotate elbows out to the side to perform that overhead press. Going back to the 90 degrees, and then bringing the arms back down by your side. So notice this slight rotation in my wrist and my hands as I press up. Nice neutral spine. We're sitting as tall as we can with great posture. Shoulders are away from the ears. Really activating the biceps and squeezing them tight as we lift those hands up. Well done. Our next one is going to be an overhead press with a hip opener. So imagine if you were to perform a jumping jack, same type of movement, but you're seated here in your chair. So as you do your overhead press, your feet are going to separate, and then as the elbows come back down, feet are going to come together. So open, close, open, close. Remember, stopping those elbows right at that 90-degree height so we can keep those muscles activated. We want to do our best to not lean back and keep that nice neutral spine. And anytime you want to speed it up, you're more than welcome to. Really squeezing those muscles. All right, by now you might even be sweating a bit, so great job everyone. Our next one is a seated row to a rear deltoid fly. So for this one, again, sit at the tip of your chair, but make sure you're leaning forward just a little bit without rounding the back. Dumbbells are right by your side, or those water bottles. Perform one row with the elbows tucked in. Straighten the arms, and then lengthen those arms out to the side and bring them back down. One seated row to one rear deltoid fly. So again, neutral spine. You want to elongate. Keep your eye gaze in front of you just a bit. Elbows are tucked in on that row, using scapular retraction, squeezing between the shoulder blades. And then also keeping that retraction as you open the arms out to the side. So we don't necessarily want to use speed with this exercise. You want to focus on muscle engagement. One more. Awesome job. For the next one, lift that chest up nice and proud. Rotate your hands so your knuckles are facing the front. We're going to do a high pull with a calf raise. So those elbows are going to be high and wide. Imagine strings attached to your elbows, and those strings are being pulled up towards the ceiling. As you do that nice high pull, lift those heels and make sure you're pressing through the ball of the foot and not the baby toes. 3 more. Last one. Awesome work. Our next one is going to be great for our core. Seated twist with a leg extension. So you can either cross your hands over your chest if you're using your body weight, or hold those weights in front of you. As you rotate and twist to one side, you're going to extend that leg. So whichever way you're twisting, that's the leg that you're going to pick up and extend. 3-dimensional movement like this where you rotate is really beneficial for your core. But we're also working our legs here because with every single leg extension, we're squeezing the quads as tight as we can. Always remember the entire time, great posture is going to help you succeed with this workout. Let's go for 3 more. Wonderful. By now our core is activated as well, and we're already on our way to a great session. Our next one is going to be good mornings. So for this one, you don't have to use any weights. You can set those water bottles, canned food items, or dumbbells down on the ground. Again, make sure you're at the tip of your chair for this one. Hands are going to go behind your head. You tip forward from your hips, almost giving yourself a flat back. Nice long spine, and rise. So level 1, you can perform this with your feet flat for stability and knees bent. Or you can choose to extend one leg as you tip forward and you rise. Last option, both legs are extended straight. Similar to the performance of a deadlift if you were standing. So as you hinge forward, you might even feel the activation on your posterior chain from the hamstrings working its way all the way down. Something to be careful about with this one is not rounding the back or pulling on your neck or your head at all. 2 more. Last one. Awesome, we've got 2 more to go. Our next 2 exercises are for a metabolic burn and metabolic kicker. So the next one we're gonna do is high knees with an overhead press. So this one, you really wanna see how high you can lift that knee up and lift that foot off of the floor. Your arms are up in front of you. As you lift one knee, bring the opposite arm up overhead. But we wanna try to go for speed on this one. And if you need a little added challenge, go ahead and grab those weights. Imagine yourself driving those weights up to the ceiling. Use those hip flexors. Use that abdominal strength to maintain great posture. You have 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, no weights needed. It's called faux jump rope. So remember, your goal is to move quickly on this one to keep the heart rate lifted and to burn some calories. Grab that imaginary jump rope, move those feet. For about 30 seconds, see how fast you can move. Keep those hands moving, keep those feet moving. What's important to do is keep that chest lifted and activate that core. 10 more seconds. Great job, everyone. Amazing effort right there in your home, just using a chair and maybe some water bottles. Thank you so much for joining us, and always remember, NFC is committed to a better you.